thanks very much, folks. Thanks. Good morning to everybody, and thank you all for coming. As most of you know by now, the Board of Directors announced yesterday that Mike Miles has decided to resign from the company. Jeff and I have written to all of you this morning. Indeed, we've written to all of our people all around the world. But we did want to get together and talk to you directly and personally. And we particularly wanted to tell you something about our vision for the future of the company going forward. We'd also be very happy to answer any questions you may have. Anything except pay. That you better refer to John Tucker. I'd like to start with our vision for the company. Our vision for the company going forward is simple. First, we plan to grow all of our businesses: food, tobacco, and beer. We are absolutely committed to this, and I want to emphasize that. We are confident that with your help and with your support, we can grow our businesses at rates that will compare very favorably with our competition. Secondly, we are determined to increase stockholder value. Now, we realize that achieving these objectives will mean that we will have to successfully manage through the very difficult legal and public policy environment surrounding our tobacco business here in the United States. We are confident that we can do this, and we'd be very happy to take any questions on that subject that any of you may have following my remarks and some remarks that Jeff will make following me. But I do want to tell you that that is a major challenge. It will not be easy, but we are confident that we can manage through this, and we are committed to doing that. And we now want to look to the future. And working with you, I'm confident that we can build the best consumer packaged goods company in the world. Before we take questions, I'm sure that all of you will want to join with Jeff, with me, and with our management team in wishing Mike Miles every success in the years ahead. Mike has contributed much to Philip Morris since he joined us in 1988. He has played an instrumental role in bringing us together as an organization. He successfully joined General Foods with Kraft, forming Kraft General Foods. We are proud of KGF, and we believe that our food business has a great future. Indeed, I think, as you all know, KGF is now the second largest food company in the world, and our objective is to make it the best food company in the world, and we're committed to doing that. Mike also played a major role in developing our domestic tobacco strategy last year. As the results come in, the importance of that contribution is being appreciated, even by those in the financial community who questioned our pricing actions last year. So Mike leaves us with a corporation that is in very, very good shape, and it's now up to us to carry it forward. Finally, before Jeff gets up, and speaking personally, I'd like to thank all of you for the support that you've given to me, to Jeff, and to our management team over the years. We'll be counting on you as we move forward. And I know that working together, we can take Philip Morris to even greater heights, both here in the United States and in our many markets around the world. So I'll now hand over to Jeff, and then we'll take your questions. Thanks.
Well, thanks, Bill, and we say where we were both raised, good on you, mate. Well done.
I'll translate that.
Well, there's not much that I can say to add to what Bill has said. I think that he got everything right and can speak for us jointly and for the management team that we have with us. I would like to say formally, though, how proud I am to be associated with the leadership of this company and how delighted we are to accept the challenge to drive the business forward. At times, in the environment we have here in the United States, one can tend to focus a bit too much on the local environment, and I'd just like to highlight to you my own observations, in as much as this company has an extraordinary international business. Bill and I, our experience in our business units sort of mirrors each other, and we've spent a lot of our lifetime in the international businesses. And for those of you who have not had as much opportunity as we've had to observe them, the infrastructure of both our food and international tobacco companies is par excellence. There's nothing, I don't believe, no company in the world that has that infrastructure and the quality of people and the brands and the success we've had in all the countries in the world we operate in, and that's 180 markets. I didn't know there were 180 countries in the world, but we are in 180 markets, and we just had outstanding success in every one of those. In fact, I reported a few months ago to an analyst meeting that of the 180 markets the international tobacco business does business in, only in 5 do we not make money, and those 5, what we lose is hardly recognizable as peanuts. So we're still in an investment stage there. But the point I'm trying to make is that whilst we're tended to focus upon the news every morning or every week on current issues here, we do have this extraordinarily large business that we have to keep everything in balance, in my opinion. So you must never forget that. We have extraordinary businesses everywhere in the world. I do want to also say that while we go through this somewhat difficult period here in the United States, it is my opinion, and I know that the management team and Bill shared this, that when you have challenges like this, it's a question of digging deep, putting your shoulder to the wheel, being robust, and if you do that, then you will prevail. And there's certainly no lack of any of those qualities here. In my opinion, we are all prepared to fight the battle, and we will win. And it's a question of digging deep, fighting and fighting hard, because when you're right and you fight, then you win. And it is our intention to make certain that we do prevail in all of these issues that are challenging us here in the United States. It's not going to be an easy path, it'll be a rocky path, but don't lose sight of the fact that we are the biggest tobacco company in the world, we are the biggest international tobacco company in the world, we are the second biggest food company in the world, we are the biggest American international food company in the world, we're the third biggest beer company in the world, we are the biggest consumer packaged goods company in the world, and my goodness, if you can't make that thing fire, then none of us should be here. Finally, before I stood up here, I noticed Mr. Joseph Coleman is here, and Joe was chairman of Philip Morris when Bill and I joined the company. And Joe set the stage for what we have today, this enormously profitable and successful and happy company. And it would be wrong for Bill and I not to acknowledge Joe's presence here today, to thank him, Joe, for what you did for us. And I promise you, Joe, we're going to make this thing fire like you've never seen it fire before. So we're going to carry it forward. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, folks, we'd now be happy to try to take any questions that any of you may have.
Bill, you're meeting here today, communicating with employees. What plans do you have to communicate with analysts and the media?
We're planning actually to meet with a group of analysts this week, and we also plan a media briefing this week, actually tomorrow. So we do plan to do that. We think that's important and necessary at this time of change.
Maybe I should just build on that a bit too. It is our plan to get around the other divisions as quickly as we can and meet with everybody. Yeah. Just we're meeting with you here today, and to take, again, a fairly robust posture with any analysts and press. So we want to really show a face to them as quickly as we can.
Can you be any more specific about your plans to increase shareholder value?
The single most important thing that we can do, all of us collectively can do, to improve stockholder value is to grow the business. Grow the business and grow the earnings of the business. And it's that more than anything else that will return superior returns and values to our stockholders. I think I also would add that successfully managing the external challenges that are facing the company in the domestic cigarette arena today will also have a material effect on stockholder value. Things like the upcoming federal excise tax increase. If we are successful in moderating that increase, I think that will benefit us. So you can't ignore the external forces. But I do want to just emphasize one more time, the most important thing we can do is grow the company and grow our earnings.
How can each of us, as employees here at Philip Morris Companies, help you and Jeff as we move forward into the future? What can we do best for the company?
Keep on doing what you're doing. As I said in my little talk, I know we can count on your support. You've given us your support in the past. We'll need every bit of your support in the years ahead. Jeff's touched on some of the challenges that we'll have to deal with. But my answer to that question would be, keep on doing what you're doing, folks. We need you. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say, Darian, the most important thing, I believe, is to be confident. And we have every reason to be confident. The business is in phenomenal shape. I said to the group earlier that I've never seen the tobacco businesses, both of the tobacco businesses, ever in such great shape as they are in today, ever. They are just both in the most fantastic shape. International is firing in every market, and the U.S. domestic business is just in a remarkable state. The market shares are all at record highs. Marlboro is in phenomenal shape with a record high share. The U.S. domestic company as a whole is at a record market share. The earnings are terrific, and the rest of the businesses are also in extremely good shape. So we have every reason to be confident, and we'll dig deep and maintain your confidence and fight the battle on behalf of Philip Morris. So that's the one message I would send.